Wow, what a lovely day to do some editing on my Apple MacBook Pro Retina 2013 i7 model. I'm going to edit so much good Final Cut footage as long as this thing loads properly and doesn't have any problems that I didn't know about that occurred yesterday. And now I'm really upset and having to Hackintosh my main machine. God damn it! This SSD has failed on me yesterday. So today I'm Hackintoshing my main machine. I'm putting a 128GB drive into it and having to unplug my DVD drive. So I'm currently using the rest of my SATA bus. So I'm just going to unplug the DVD drive, run Hackintosh as long as I need to through OpenCore. Luckily all my hardware is natively supported, so we should be good on that. So yeah, some videos probably won't be delayed because I have everything backed up on here. Everything's backed up, everything's fine. It's just I currently can't use this and I'm not actually sure why it broke. It just kind of locked up on me and now it doesn't boot. So assuming it's the SSD, assuming the SSD is dead, it's not showing any partitions or anything. So yeah, we're kind of fucked. I was gonna title this video, wow, it's all gone. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's not all gone, but the iPhone 10 video is most likely still coming out today unless the Hackintosh works. And I've worked out that if I Hackintosh this machine, the CPU performance will be bottlenecked a little bit, but I should still be getting iMac Pro levels of performance, which is infinitely more powerful than this. So, sorry Mr. MacBook Pro, you've had your run, and now you're done. Piss off. Now to Hackintosh my main machine. SSD installed. So if you didn't know, this is my gaming PC. It's a Ryzen 5 3600 with 16GB of RAM and a really old GTX 260 and the GTX 650 2GB. The 260 I left in here after I upgraded it because I have a Windows 7 partition and some older games I like to play on what they were intended for, and yeah. So it's pretty cool to run old games on old hardware, but the 650 is being replaced in favor of a 3060 very soon. But for now, it does the job. It does the job just fine. I've done some editing on this thing before and it did it pretty well. So apart from the old graphics card, which is actually natively supported on the Big Sur, I should get pretty good performance. And considering that this thing has half a gig more VRAM than the Iris graphics in my old 2014 MacBook Pro, we should be getting some pretty solid performance actually. I'm going to clean out all these fan vents, but this DVD drive has got to go. Well, it's not going anywhere, it's just being uninstalled briefly. This is the SSD that's currently in here. It's a 128, but I do have some old spinning Rust drives down there, but I'd rather not uninstall these as these house a lot of my data. So yeah, these are the SATA cables I'm going to be snatching for the new SSD. This SSD was actually in here before I snatched it out to use in one of my Macs. So let's install this. Oh, fuck, I just smacked my head on my desk. We now have two SSD drives. One goes in there, the other will also go in there. So yeah. We now have the SSD installed, so I'm going to clean out my computer. So I've cleaned out all the insides. Wow, my power supply is so clean. So now I'm going to do these fans down here. And those are pretty much the only things I haven't cleaned for a while. So I'm just taking out all the drive cage screws. And now I take out the fans. And quite honestly, I've had worse. This is about 3 months worth, I think. So yeah, let's clean those out. One clean. This one's not bad either. Top one was definitely the dustiest, so yeah, let's put all the screws back. We are now clean. Now I'm just going to cut to when it's installing, as this is not a tutorial, and yeah, I'm kind of in a bit of a hurry with this. All going well. The video you're watching now was hopefully edited on that. Downloading files. Wow, driver nightmare, and I thought installing Windows 10 was bad. Done setting up the USB, just got to change some values in the BIOS and we should be good to go. BIOS settings are all done, just shutting down, getting ready to boot into the new macOS drive. 3, 2, 1, boot menu, choose operating system. Having to troubleshoot a Hackintosh. Wow, never had to do that before. I'm trying it again because I accidentally hit auxiliary. And hopefully now it'll actually let me boot into macOS. Or at least the installer. Oh wow, look at this. Catalina. Finally! Come on, come on, come on. Come on, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. You can do it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh my gosh. It's taken so long to get this up and running. I've had to change so many f***ing things. It's finally doing it. It's finally doing it. Oh, thank gosh. Finally. This video is literally going to be called My MacBook Pro Fucked Itself, so I made a new one. Hackintosh SSD. Now let's go out of disk utility and reinstall Big Sur. I'm going to have to reinstall it with... I'm going to have to deal with all the... Yeah, there we go. I'll deal with that. So we're now on day 2 of trying to Hackintosh. I accidentally erased the wrong drive yesterday, but I've got everything set back up and I've got all my files backed up in case something happens again. So now I've got to take my computer downstairs and connect it to Ethernet. This is the part where I pray that my Ethernet driver works. The things I do to put macOS on my desktop. Got all this absolutely snaking mess going to the Virgin Media Superhub 4, which we got a few months ago. Got some Heartbeat DVDs because they were down there and I had to snatch the Virgin Media box's HDMI. So yeah, let me grab my USB. So finally everything is now downloaded, so let's continue with installing on Hackintosh SSD. And we have about 31 minutes remaining, so let's see what happens now. Seems to be going okay. I've just got to wait here for the first restart so I can enter into BIOS and then enter into macOS startup. This is weird, doing this on this absolute monstrosity. Yeah, if you hadn't guessed, this case is quite old. It's like a 2008 case with like 2019, 2020 parts in it, minus the very old GPU. That was because of scalping. I legitimately could not get my hands on any other GPU apart from a GTX 650. And it's wired into the Ethernet, it's got the HDMI, it's got an old 850 watt power supply. It works really well. It's got some noise case fans that I would like to replace because this top one I think may be dying, but I need to know what size fan this is and I want to get matching ones. First restart of the day. Wow, iMac Pro. It thinks it's an iMac Pro. I keep forgetting that I said it was an iMac Pro. It thinks it's an iMac Pro, but it's not an iMac Pro. It's a Hack Pro. I think this is the bit where it does the install time remaining down here. So it might do that, but it might go back into the installer, but the mouse has disappeared, so I am assuming that it will just pop straight into the installer. About 29 minutes remaining. I hope so. Wow, it's doing all the installs. All of the installs. We are now booting into Hackintosh SSD, so if anything's gone wrong, I'm about to find out. Hey, we got that progress bar. Progress bar. Holy shit. We now have macOS Big Sur running on my desk.
macOS contains a built-in screen reader called VoiceOver.
And VoiceOver works apparently. VoiceOver works apparently. Customize. I'd like to use English UK. Off. I'm not in the US. I'm in the UK. So give me UK. Okay, for the moment I can't connect to Wi-Fi because I have not got the drivers yet. So I'm just not gonna restore anything. Terms and conditions. Agree to all of that stuff. Now let's make my account. Even dark mode frickin' works. Let's go for dark mode, shall we? Dark mode, light mode, automatic. Everything works. The time is incorrect, but I can fix that. You cannot be identified, and I just need to identify my keyboard. So yeah. Okay. Shift. It isn't. I believe it's that. So yeah, we are now running macOS Big Sur. Let's have a look at all of these things. It's a 3.5 gigahertz Core i5 apparently. GTX 652 gigabyte. Everything seems to have worked. This is mental. This is Sony TV, 8 gigs, Hackintosh SSD. Everything seems to work. This is mental. Oh my gosh, you have no idea how upset I got when this thing formatted its own thing a few times. But yeah, so I'm just going to carry it back upstairs and we're going to transfer the EFI thing off here onto the Mac itself. Back at the desk, just grabbing some more drivers that didn't install by default. I just need to grab the driver for my USB Wi-Fi, and yeah, just need to grab Final Cut and all the other files from my backup, and then we should be good. Okay, if this worked, this is the final change I need to make, and it should boot straight into Hackintosh now. Okay, we are now done. It should now change the BIOS boot order, and it should just hop straight into macOS. Not speeding this up. Yes, Hackintosh. I now don't need anything else plugged in. And just to prove it, taken out all the USB devices, and it should now boot straight into macOS. Woo. Boom. Now to install Final Cut. But anyway, we're done now. Bye bye.